Alright guys, so we're going to be working on test number 8 review. So this is for your test tomorrow, Friday. So it's all about writing equations, slope-intercepts, intercepts, and stuff like that. And then of course a couple of domain and range problems, like what we've been covering. So problem number 1 says to write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line shown, which is this graph right here. Well, slope-intercept form, you need two things. What are the two things you need? Well, that's your equation, y equals mx plus b. But you need the m, which stands for what? For slope. And b stands for the y-intercept. So let's start with that y-intercept. So look at your graph, and I'm going to zoom in on the graph so we can find slope and y-intercept. What? Hurry up. What is your y-intercept? Where does the graph cross the y-axis at? At 2. So that's your b. Now your slope, is it a positive line or negative line?
Positive. Or no, negative.
Negative, because it's going down from left to right. So now the question is, how much is it going down? So find two good points. I'm going to use the y-intercept, and then I'm going to use this point over here. And we create our little triangle. How many boxes did we drop?
3.
And how many did we run?
4.
So my slope, my m is what?
Negative 3 over 4.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Negative 3 over 4. So now that I have m and b, I plug my m in, and I'm going to plug my b in. And then that's my final answer. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So writing our equation, we get y is equal to what? Negative 3 over 4 before the plus 2x. So don't forget about that x. Super, super important. Alright. I'm not moving it yet. I'm just going to read the second one though. Or no. Yes. Problem number 2. Write the slope-intercept form of an equation of a line with the slope of 5 over 3, so that's my m, and a y-intercept of negative 2, which is a b. So plug those numbers in to our equation, and what is my answer?
Y equals
5 over 3x minus 2. Good job. Okay. Now look at the next problem. Number 3. It says to write the slope-intercept form of an equation of a line that passes through this point and is perpendicular to the graph of y equals 3x plus 4. So first let's label those points. The 3, is that an x or a y? Good. The 5 is the y. Now, what is the slope of the line that's given to us? What number's in front of x? 3. Now, a slope of a line that's perpendicular, you're going to do the what? Flip and switch. So instead of 3 over 1,
1 over 3.
we're going to get 1 over 3 because it's perpendicular. And instead of positive, it's now
Negative.
good. So we're going to use this m for this equation right here. So doing that, we need to find what? The b. So y equals mx plus b. What's my y value? For what point? From the point? 5. What's my m? The point. What's my m? My new m? Negative 1/3. my x3 plus b. Now I'm going to get 5 is equal to some number plus b. Now I'm going to show you on the calculator how to do this because you need to know how to do it on the calculator. So I'm going to zoom out. You're going to turn it on. You want to go to the first one that says calculate. Push enter. So all I did was went to calculate, enter, right here. Now anytime you have a fraction, like we do, we have negative 1/3. You put in parentheses. Negative 1 divided by 3, close, times 3. Parentheses are to the left of the 0. Times 3. Push enter. What do you get? Negative 1. So that number goes right there. Now I'm just going to rewrite this up here. 5 is equal to negative 1 plus b. I want b by itself. So what do I have to do to that negative 1? Add 1 to both sides. B is equal to what? Good. So you have your b. You have your slope, which is right there. So go back to the line for problem number 3. Put it all together. Y is equal to, what's my slope? Negative 1 over 3 x plus 6. And you're done. So you will have at least one like this on your test tomorrow. Or, yeah, test tomorrow on Friday. Alright, number 4. Write the slope-intercept form of an equation of a line that passes through the point 7, 1. So that's x, y, and is parallel to that line, that equation. What is the slope of the given equation? Negative 2. Now, parallel, what kind of slopes do they have?
Parallel. Or the right.
They are the same?
Same.
So if this is negative 2, my next one's going to be negative 2. We're going to use this equation right here because the only thing we're missing is B. So, y is equal to mx plus b. What is my y value?
1 equals negative 2, 7.
Perfect. Negative 2 times 7?
Negative 14.
Good. So 1 is equal to negative 14 plus b
And then you add 14
to both sides. And what do you get?
equals 15.
Good. So now that we have b is equal to 15,
So then you have y equals negative 2, negative 3x plus 13.
and we're done with that one. One more big one, ready? Now it says to write it in standard form, number 5. But we're not going to do standard form. I just want slope-intercept form. And it's going to be perpendicular to this graph. So what is my perpendicular slope? They flip and you switch the signs. So instead of 5 you have negative
5 or 1 over
1 over 5. And my B is what? What is my y-intercept?
8.
8. So write out that equation. Use your M and B. Y is equal to what? 1/5. And you're done. Just rewrite that answer for 5. Alright, are there any questions on that whole front page? Yes, sir.
So every time you say slope intercept form,
Y equals mx plus b. Slope intercept form. Yes, sir. Number 3. Number 3 is the purple one. Which part? Just the answers? Okay. Okay. Alright. So now we're going to get into some easier ones. Don't staple things right now. Alright, so they want us to write an equation in slope-intercept form that relates y to x. So first thing we need to do is we need to find the slope and the y-intercept. What's our m, what's our b? For our b, your y-intercept, what has to be 0? X. So look at your table. Do you have a 0 in the x? So that negative 15 is our b. You're halfway done with your answer. You just need one more part. So, in order to find it, you need to do the change in y exactly over the change in x. So from 0 to 2, how much did it increase? 2 to 4? 4 to 6? And 6 to 9? 3. Good. Negative 15 to 9?
6.
Good. Negative 9 to negative 3? Negative 3 to 3? And 3 to 12? 9. Okay. Now, are those numbers the same? No, because of the last one. But there's a way to check it. What is 2 goes into 6 how many times? 3. 2 goes into 6, 3. 2 goes into 6, 3. 3 goes into 9. Are all those numbers the same? So our change in y over change in x is 3. We have m, we have b. Write our equation.
Y equals 3x minus 15.
Good. Alright, ready for the next one? Now, they want to know which one is parallel. What do you know about parallel lines? Same slope. So I'm just going to write that off to the side. Now, in order to see if the slopes are the same, all 3 equations must look like that second one. Y equals mx plus b. Or at least have y by itself. So I need to rearrange these equations, 1 and 3, to get y by itself. So I'm just going to rewrite this off to the side. So you have 4x plus 2y is equal to 12. Can y'all see that in the back? Frank, can you see it in the back? Okay. So now, I want y by itself. What do I need to do with that 4x? Subtract it. Subtract 4x on both sides. You get 2y is equal to, can I combine 4x and the 12? No, why not? Because this one has a variable, the other one doesn't. And it's a positive 12. Last and final step is to do what? Divide everything by 2, because you want y by itself. And when you do that, you're going to get y is equal to negative 2x plus 6. Alright. We need to do that to number 3 also. So, take 3, I'm going to rewrite it over here though. So I have 8x plus 4y is equal to 32. I want the y by itself. How do I get rid of that 8x? Good. Subtract 8x on both sides. You get 4y is equal to negative 8x plus 32. Now, how do I get rid of that 4? But divide what? Everything, right? By 4. Good. Reduce it all. 4 goes into 8. How many times? What kind of 2? Good. 4 goes into 32. 8 times. Ooh, got a little scared there. Alright. So now all of our equations are solved for y. So there they are. So in order to look to see if they're parallel, you have to have the same slope. So the numbers in front of x, are all of those the same? Yes. So which one has 1, 2, and 3 as an option? So that's our answer. Alright. An exercise club charges $150 to activate a membership fee and $48 per month. Write an equation that gives the total cost of a membership, C, as a function of the length of membership, M, in months. So help me write that equation. That's what they want. They want an equation. I'm not going to use y and x. What am I going to use? C and m. So, what's by itself? C. So C is equal to 48m plus or minus. Plus what? Good. And we're done. Now, if a person paid $726, how many months would it take? Well, I'm just going to show you mathematically how to do it instead of on the calculator, because that's going to get confusing real fast. So, 726, how much they paid. Is that going to be M or C? C. So, we'll do it over here. 726 is equal to 48M plus 150. I want M by itself. So what do I have to do with that 150? Subtract 150 on both sides. And when I do that, I'm going to get 586 is equal to 48M. How do I get M by itself? Divide both sides by? Good. And you're going to get m is equal to 12. Okay? That's your answer. You're done. You just have to rewrite it over here. Number 10, they want us to graph both lines. So let's start by graphing this one. When we graph, do we start with the slope or the y-intercept? Always start with the y-intercept. What is our y-intercept? Good. So find -2, put a dot there. Now what's our slope? 3 over 4. So I'm going to go up 3 over 4. Down 3 over 4. Connect those dots. You're done graphing that one. Now the other one, can we graph it just how it is? That equation over here? No. You need to do what? Get y alone. So, how do I get rid of that 4x? Subtract it on both sides. 3y is equal to -4x plus 12. The last and final step is to get rid of the 3. How do I do that? Divide everything by 3. So you're going to get y is equal to -4 over 3 plus what?
4.
Good. Now to graph it, where do I start? Start at the +4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My slope is -4 over 3. So go down 4 across 3. And I can't do that anymore. So connect those two dots. Now look at your slopes. You have -4 over 3 and a +3 over 4. It's flipped and the signs are changed. So this is what? Good. Perpendicular. As long as your slopes 3 over 4, 4 over 3, see how they're flipped and the signs are different? That's why. Alright, so let's graph this equation first. Where do I start? Which is 2. I'm going to go down because it's a -3 and to the right one. Connect your dots. And you're done. Now that other problem, you need to solve for y. So let's do that. Draw your line, box in your y, anything attached to it. How do I get rid of the 9x? Subtract 9x. So you get 3y is equal to -9x minus 12. Divide everything by
3.
Perfect. Y is equal to -3x minus 4, right? So now -3, 1, 2, I'm sorry, -4, 4, going to go down 3 over 1. I'm going to go up 3 over 1 over 1. Will those lines ever touch? So what do we call those? Perfect. So far so good? Ready to flip it over? Okay. Alright, so we're going to pick up the tempo here. I'm going to go a little bit faster because we're running out of time. So, best way to do this problem here, number 12. 1, make sure y is by itself. Y is not by itself for number 12. You have that minus 3x. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to circle it, I'm going to move it over. Basically adding 3x on both sides. When I do that, my new equation is y equals 3x plus 1. I'm going to go to my calculator and I'm going to put this equation into the graphing part. So if I push the home button, graph is that second option right there. Now this is what my screen is going to look like. So push tab and now I have a new bar up top. Some of you will have that bar at the very bottom. That's fine. You're going to type that equation in, 3x plus 1. The x is at the very, very bottom. And the white buttons. Push enter. There's your line right there. To get to the table, push Control T. There's your table. So what I would do, if I was you, I would look at my tables here. And you need to find the one that matches, that has all those points. So let's look at B. It says x is negative 7. Here's x negative 7 and negative 20. That point's there. Negative 4, negative 11, 3, 10, 5, 16, 9, 28. If it matches, then that's your answer. If it doesn't match, you're not looking at the right table. To get out of this, you find your little mouse, click the graph area, delete 3 times, and it's all gone. Delete, delete, delete. That'll clear it away. Control on, turns it off. Alright, number 13. A senior citizens group is making fruit baskets and plans to sell them for a fundraiser. They are able to make 10 fruit baskets per day and will sell them for $35 each. The group will work for 5 days on the project. What is the range? Well, first, let's identify what is the domain and what is your range. Now, domain, your independent variable, is going to be the number of fruit baskets. Your range is the money you make off of it. So what is the biggest amount of fruit baskets you can make for 5 days? 5 days, you make 10 a day, 50. So 50 is the max. So what's the maximum? If I sell them for $35 each, 35 times 50 is going to give me how much money? I'm just going to tell y'all. It's 1750. 1750 is our biggest number, which is our range. So which one is the correct answer? C. So it's written a little bit different than how we're used to, but as long as you have those numbers there. Alright, finding your x and y intercept. That should not be hard. X-intercept, what has to be 0? The y. So look for a 0 in the y spot. Who's it paired with? -2. Your y-intercept, 0 has to be x. It's paired with the 10. Now here for your graph, your x-intercept, it's at 8. So the graph crosses the x-axis at 8. Your y-intercept, -5. Alright, number 16 does take a little bit of thinking. So, in order to find the x-intercept, we cover up the y. So you get 2x is equal to 16. Divide by 2 on both sides. What do you get? 8. So our x-intercept, 8, 0. Now to find the y-intercept, we cover up the x. So you have -4y is equal to 16. Divide both sides by -4. And you get -4 as your answer. So 0, -4. Alright, last page. Cross out the very first one. Number 17. Alright. This one right here. Which of the following statements is true for the completed graph? No, don't put it there. Just hold on to it. We only have 2 problems. You can wait. The y-intercept. Where does this graph cross the y-axis? At 6. Is that true? What they have written here? Yes. So I'm going to put a T next to it. These are what we call case problems. You have to look at each and every single one of those. The x-intercept. Is it at 8? No, so that's false. Our slope, -6/7. From one intercept to the other, then we drop 6 and run 7. Yes or no? Yes, we did. It's true. Farrakhan, pay attention. I'm giving you the answers here. The y-intercept is 7. True or false? False. Our x is 7. So which ones were true? 1 and 3. So C. The last one. What is the 0 of this function? 0 is just another way of saying x-intercept. So what is our x-intercept? What number? Where did that graph cross the x-axis? -3. So here, on our griddable, you put -3 and bubble it in. Now your test is tomorrow. This review is